Sanctuary, Heavenly Birthstones, Part 18, compiled by Shirley Jean Street and read by Wayne T. Street. 39 years of character development had progressed since the sale of Joseph as a slave. The brothers were now entering upon the next stage of God's plan for them. This phase of their tribal growth continued for centuries. It included the exodus from Egypt and their education in the school of Sinai. It embraced the years of wandering and frustration in the wilderness and the decades of conquest in Canaan. It reached its crisis at the Battle of Megiddo. On this occasion, the tribes made decisions concerning their loyalty to God or against his cause. Character was again revealed in crisis. More centuries passed. David had been elected to be the next king of Israel by God, but Saul was still in office. The people of Israel had to decide what should be their relationships to both Saul and David. Character was again revealed in crisis. David's spirit-controlled monarchy was about to be inaugurated. Once more, the development of the tribes towards righteousness was revealed. God had taken these 12 men, the sons of Jacob, and made their descendants into his people. Through them, he planned to demonstrate that his grace can take any man inhibited by every disadvantage, possessed of every unlovely acquired characteristic and degrading hereditary tendency, and transform him into a saint. Through the history of the 12 tribes, as it is traced in the Bible, we see the natural development of every human being. All make the same mistakes and will receive the same treatment. If faithful, they will attain to the same reward; if rebellious, to a similar punishment. The 7th chapter of Revelation describes the sealing of God's remnant people. The gales of universal strife are shrieking as the work of grace is about to triumph. The angels of God appear to be on the point of letting loose the storms of human passion, but a voice from the throne bids the angelic guards restrain the undisciplined hearts of men for a while. Some of the children of God are yet in need of the seal of his Spirit. Then, as John watches, he notes that there emerges from this crisis a group of 12,000 saints named Reuben. He sees further groups of 12,000, to each of which the names of the other sons of Jacob are applied. These several bands of differing saints are all eventually sealed by God. Think of the characters represented by each of these 12 tribal leaders. Knowing his early disposition, we might think it a miracle of grace for one like Simeon to be thus transformed. And it is a miracle. But God is all-powerful. He demonstrates his grace in 1,000 of Simeonites. The characters of all his people will eventually be revealed in the final crisis at the close of history. The 12 patriarchs represent a microcosm of mankind, and there are multitudes of them. In the hereafter, the city of God will have 12 gates, and over each of these will be inscribed the name of one of these 12 patriarchs. Every person who is eventually saved in the kingdom of heaven will have progressed along the road of discipline these tribes traveled, and, if faithful, will finally pass through one of these gates, appropriate to his character, into eternal peace. We shall, in the following chapters, carefully study the road each of these tribes took to reach, at last, the throne of God.